Geez, good to see you, man. I was looking for somebody like you because I got a little story to tell. Not a lot of time to tell it, but if you'd be so kind, I'll do it really quick. My name is Paul Metsa. You've never heard of me. I'm from Minneapolis. I've been playing in town for 30 years. And I very rarely get out of town, and that's probably why you haven't heard of me. But I have put out a lot of records, but my most recent project is the book, Blue Guitar Highway, which is about my 30-some years as a professional musician, including my time growing up on the Iron Range and for moving down to Minneapolis in '78, being part of the South Minneapolis music scene when it was ground zero for the American music scene with Prince and Husker Du and the Replacements and myself and lots of other cool cats. So along the way, I did a bunch of records because I had friends that had some money in their couches, were nice enough to like my music. And I want to tell you a little bit about it because what I want to do is put a companion and compilation CD along with the book. I had a band called Cats Under the Stars 3 years before Jerry Garcia had a record of the same name. We got the name from Robert Hunter in a stoner comedy article in Crawdaddy. And we put out this record in 1982. Our first gig was in '75. It was a reggae version of Louie Louie. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And with a song of mine on the back, the B-side of the 45 RPM called Blue Ghost. Then in 1985, after the Cats broke up, I put out my first record, an LP, 12-inch vinyl for you kids out there, called Paper Tigers. I know it looks like one of my nephews, but I still got a few of these left, and we're going to use them hopefully in the KickStarter program. So we put that out. I had my band. We were rocking. This was my first single under my own name called 59 Coal Mines, a song I'd like to re-release and actually re-record. It's got a great line in it called, "Do the big boys in Pittsburgh stand up and clap every time they make money, pulling pins from the map?" That was 25 years ago. I think that sentiment still rings true today. A couple years later, I recorded Ferris Wheels on the Farm, and with another song I'd written on the B-side called Party to a Crime, both original tunes. This one got me down to Farm 85. Tom Arnold, a friend of mine, was emceeing along with Roseanne Barr. Got it to Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson was nice enough to have me there. 1994, I sold out the Guthrie Theater with a 10-piece band and recorded it, and it's on this CD right here. I've got to buy them online now because I'm out of print, but it's a great CD, live CD, produced by Clive Gregson, who has played with Gregson and Collister and was Richard Thompson's guitarist for a long time. Tells you anything about Clive. Some of the best musicians in town, some new songs at the time, including a tune I wrote called Jack Ruby. Put out this compilation with a bunch of B-sides. This was called Radio Motel. There was a little, I was driving back from a Bob Dylan show in Iowa, and I saw a hotel called Radio Motel, so that's why I called it that. Can't get a hold of that one either. And then, 1992, I might be skipping around. We did Whistling Past the Graveyard with Bucky Baxter down in Nashville. Bucky was playing with Bob Dylan at the time. He used to play with Steve Earle, a great pedal steel player, mandolin player, dobro player, and arranger and producer. And Gary Talent from the E Street Band played on this. One of my favorite times in the studio. I got in an argument with a young woman at a gig that said she thought Bill Clinton should get impeached. I went home and wrote the song Lincoln's Bedroom with the chorus, "Have They No Shame." I turned that into a little EP CD. We flop ahead to after Y2K, and in 2005, my friend Booker Michael helped me put out Texas in the Twilight on Loud House Records. And just a few years later, my partner and I, Sonny Earle, put out a record called White Boys Lost in the Blues that even we can't get. And a few years ago, 2009, we put out No Money Down, a 6-song EP, CD, DVD. What I want to do, and that's why I'm asking your help, is to get a companion CD and take songs from all these records and put them out on a CD or maybe a double CD and perhaps the DVD along that kind of tells the story with the book. So that's why I'm asking you fine folks at KickStarter to see if you'd be interested in helping a do-it-yourself musician put all his songs together and go along with this tale that Kirkus Review said about it, of nice a narrator as ever graced the bar stool. Put out by the University of Minnesota Press, the same university that both refused me entrance in the music school and I dropped out of, and now 30 years later, putting out my memoirs about my 30 years in the music business. It's a great read. You go to the KickStarter website for this project, you're going to hear some free music. We got lots of cool things to trade and return for a little cash. And we really appreciate your time, and we want to be able to eventually hit the road, see some of you fine people. I've been doing benefits for years for a number of progressive causes and people in need. I want to keep that up. Humane shelters, you name it, I'll be there. Love to play for you and really appreciate your time and support. Blue Guitar Highway, Paul Metsa. That's me. Thank you. Peace.